So this is the start of the second day. We are now on turn 9. The Confederacy is in an interesting situation. They took Culp's Hill on the first day. So they achieved more than they did historically, but at the same time, they took pretty heavy losses. They have 3 flipped divisions. So they have to continue to fight to take away the geographic objective hexes for Cemetery Hill. Little Round Top's probably out of reach right now, but so we got to look at this. Turn 9, the Confederacy does get a couple of units. These are batteries for First Corps. Let me see where everybody else is going to go, and then I'll move them down into the battle. I think Ewell's Corps is going to have to hit 5th Corps here. They're trying to flank us. So that one's pretty obvious. So they're going to cross the river and engage with 5th Corps. 1st Corps is going to, once again, attempt to take the front of the hill, which is not going to be easy, but they're going to try. And AP Hill is going to march here. 1, 2, 3, and hit that artillery on the back side of the hill. That might be a risky move, but it's all by itself, so I need to hit it. Jenkins is going to come up, go 1, 2, 3, 4, and take Culp's Hill. Okay. So Robert E. Lee is going to gather Johnson and Pender together here. Stay up on the flank. McIntosh will pull back to here. And up here, Eshelman's battery will go to there. And I'll bring Alexander down to there. Okay, so 3 attacks. Just a reminder, the Union has the initiative marker. Again, not a great place for the Confederacy to be, but over here, the Union gets +1 for the trees, so they'll be at +6. The Confederacy is at +10, so it is a +4 for the Confederacy. And that is a good result. That's 8 to 4, +4, 8 to 4, which is 1 step loss for the Union in a retreat. So Barnes, I'll take it out of Barnes and retreat 5th Corps to there. 2nd Corps will advance. Okay, over here, 6 points for the Confederacy. Osborne's artillery gets a +2 for being up on the hill, so they're at 3. So 6-3, it's a +3 for the Confederacy. Another good result, 11 to 8, which is 1 step loss. Osborne is a 2-step unit though, so he gets flipped and retreated. I'm not going to advance with AP Hill. Let's see what happens here. Hopefully we take the front of the hill. This is the big one. +8, 2 for the hill. So 6 + 2 is 8, of course. And once again, +10. I'll remind you, 10 is the maximum modifier that you can have. So I can add, but that's +10 to +8, so +2 for the Confederacy. Which is a retreat result, 4-2. Question is, as the Union, do you want to relinquish the initiative and re-roll that one? Let me think for a second. I'm going to have to retreat all the way back to here or here, because this hex is free of enemy zones of control, and because I have hexes free of enemy zones of control, I have to choose those first. But if I retreat into a friendly hex, I have to keep going, so I'm going here or there. I'll hold on to the initiative. I'll retreat, and we will pull back to here. And Longstreet will take the front of the hill. Okay, so on to pretty successful for the Confederacy. Okay, on to the Union part of turn 9. They get 1 unit, Robertson's cavalry, or horse cavalry actually. You notice on the counter there, horse cavalry. I hate to surrender all of Cemetery Hill, but of course Robinson can't stay there, and there's really no way for me to... It's a problem. I don't really see a lot of options here. I think 3rd Corps is going to go half, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there and attack the flank. They'll have 8. The Confederates will have 7, so it'll be a +1. And we have the initiative marker, so if something disastrous happens, we can re-roll it. So we're going to do that. I think this cavalry is just going to, this artillery, I mean, it's just going to come back to there. Treat 5th Corps away. I think Osborne's artillery is going to go back to there. Wainwright's artillery is going to go back to there. And 2nd Corps will come up online. Hayes will go to there. Robinson will go back to there. I'm going to have Meade come up and stack Hayes and Robinson. Get us in a line. I'll just have Hazard come up behind 2nd Corps. I'm going to put some artillery in the Peach Orchard. Oh, Randolph, he kind of got left behind here, didn't he? Oh, half, 1, 1.5. He'll just come down to here. I think Gamble will come up to here. Okay, Robertson's horse artillery. They're just going to run down the road to there. Okay, so that's that. So we have 1 attack over here. It is a 8-7, 8 for the Union, 7 for the Confederacy, so a +1 for the Union. Good attack. That 9-5 is a step loss for the Confederacy, which they will take out of Pender, and a retreat. Okay, so that's the end of the 9th turn. 10th turn. Well, I'm going to do something bold here. 10th turn, the Confederates get no reinforcements. I'm going to have 1st Corps. I'm going to have them go up here and get involved with 3rd Corps. So 1, 2, 3. I can't get there. 1, 2, 3 for the woods. 4, 5 for the woods. 6 for the enemy zone of control. Can't get there. See if I go follow the roads. Half, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3. Same result, 6 to there. Well, I guess I'm not going to do that then. I'm going to have 2nd Corps continue to advance on 5th Corps. Oh, I don't know what to do. Guess I'm just going to get in line. And I'll have these 2 broken cores go out here. Okay, so over here it's going to be 3, 4 plus. Well, actually, it's adjoining trees, so they don't get a +1 for that. So it's going to be 10 to 4, which is +6 for the Confederacy. Pretty good roll, very good roll. 13 to 6 is 2 step losses. I think the Union is going to use the initiative marker to cause the reroll. Even worse, 14 to 9, 2 step losses again. So that's going to kill Barnes. It goes right there. It's going to flip Ayers. Retreat across the river with Sykes. And that's the end of the Confederate turn. No reinforcements for the Union on turn 10. I think I'm going to have 3rd Corps continue to chase around the flank here, and everyone else is just going to stay put. So, see here, 1, 1.5, 2. I don't know about that. Yeah, I'll cross the river to here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just hold right there. Have Randolph follow. Have Steinwar come up here. And the rest of it's just going to hold its position. We're ahead right now on points. There's no need to attack. So we'll keep doing our flanking up there with 3rd Corps, but everything else will just stay the same. So on to the 11th turn. No reinforcements for the Confederates. Now things have gotten a little bit more difficult for the Confederates. Big problems up here. I'm going to have McIntosh cross the river to give us some coverage. 3rd Corps is hard to hold off, frankly, when it gets rolling. I'm still thinking about moving 1st Corps up there, but for this turn they're out of range. They can't get there. Another thing I can do is well, this is going to open up my whole position, but it's time for the Confederacy to do something kind of bold. So, big attack. So, Ewell is going to advance and attack Muhlenberg's artillery. A.P. Hill is going to go 2, 4, 5 to right there. Longstreet is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to right there. I'm going to bring them all the way down into the middle. I'm going to put the artillery in a line like that. Okay. So how this is going to work, I'm going to have Rhodes attack Muhlenberg across the river. Muhlenberg is, I like to give him the +1 for the for the trees. It's lightly wooded, but I'm going to give him a +1 for the trees. So he's going to be 2 to 6, so a +4 for the Confederacy. Disastrous, but that's okay. We have the initiative, so we're going to switch it back over to the Union side. Reroll. So +4 for the Confederacy. Oh, 14 to 10. So that flips Muhlenberg. Actually, that eliminates Muhlenberg. He's a one-step unit. Where does Muhlenberg go? He's part of 12th Corps. There you are. Okay. So they're starting to take some losses. Okay, so Early and Heath and Anderson are going to attack Geary there. Geary is in a joined wood, so he gets no modifier for that. So it's going to be 5, well, it's going to be a +4, 10 to 6, so a +4 for the Confederacy. Good result again. That's 9 to 4, so +5, so 1 step loss. I think the Union will hold on to the initiative marker, take the loss. And in this attack, I'm going to have A.P. Hill advance with Anderson and Heath. Okay, so over here, this is going to be a 10. Let me look at the terrain real quick. I think it's trees. Yes, it is. So it's going to be 10 to 7, which is a +3 for the Confederacy. Disastrous. 6 to 10. So the Union wins, and it's a step loss for the Confederacy. This is not going good for the Confederacy sometimes. They will retreat back to here. And First Corps takes its first lumps. Okay, now on to the Union turn. I think these two groups here are just going to attack back into the trees. It'll be a 10 to 7, so we're going to do that. And everybody else is going to go going to inch forward to there. This time where I'll move into there. And And Bernie's going to come all the way over here. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5. He can't get there. So he's just going to continue to flank. Randolph following along behind. And Gamble will come into the middle. Okay. So over here, like I said, it's going to be a 10-7, so a +3 for the Union. These rolls are not going well for the attacker. That would be a 6-10. The Union is going to use its initiative and re-roll. +3 for the Union. Much better. So that's a 10-2, which is a +8, which eliminates both divisions, Heath and Anderson, and A.P. Hill, because he'd be left alone in the hacks adjacent to enemy units. So the first real casualties for the Confederacy, they've lost 2 divisions. And I think Slocum will advance to there. Okay. So it is now noontime, turn 12. No reinforcements for the Confederacy. Confederacy is looking rather light right now, as you can tell. Things are not going their way. I think not a lot of options here. We're going to continue to flank, so he's going to go here and attack. First Corps is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and attack right there. We'll put Jenkins back up on the hill. And the rest of this is just going to try and hold this line. If we don't flank, if we don't make some big progress on this turn, I think the Confederacy is in really big trouble. So anyways, this first attack here is going to be a 10-2. Again, the trees are adjoined there, so you don't get the bonus. So 10-2, which is a +8 for the Confederacy. And they win 18-9, so that's 2 step losses. So that eliminates Ayers and flips Martin. Martin retreats to there. And Second Corps crosses the river. So Ayers is gone. Fifth Corps is pretty much gone and smashed up. Oh man, I just realized I forgot to bring in reinforcements for the Union on turn 11. Well, they'll all come in on turn 12. No big deal. In fact, one of the brigades is Crawford of 5th Corps, so they really need him. Okay, over here, this is going to be an 8-5, so a +3 for the Confederacy. 12-10, so +2. I hate to use the initiative this way. It's really dumb, actually, but I need to win this one. I need to cause some casualties. So I'm going to switch the initiative back to the Union and hope to God for a good roll. Oh, I got it. So 8 for the Confederacy, 2 for the Union. So that is 2 step losses. So that flips, eliminates Geary, flips Williams. And they will retreat back to there. And I'm going to have 1st Corps advance. Oh, where does Geary go? There he is. Okay. Okay, so that was a pretty good turn for the Confederacy. Now it is the Union's 12th turn. They actually get a mess of reinforcements now. Crawford, these guys all come in at I-11. down here, which by the way is worth 3 victory points. So we actually need to, okay, how this works is if I don't want to enter here, I can enter on a hex that is not in Union control. I think I have to stop there though, hold on. It says any nearest edge hex that does not contain an enemy zone, unit or zone of control, so it's as simple as that. So I just start somewhere else. Well, it's time for the Union to put a thumping on the Confederacy, I think. So 8th Corps, 5th Corps, 3rd Corps, I can't read. 3rd Corps is going to cross the river and attack McIntosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Randolph's going to come down as well. Meade is going to advance on Robert E. Lee. And Reynolds is going to come down in here. Steinwar's going to, yeah, I'll have Steinwar go there. I'm going to have Bartlow's 11th Corps come up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. What to do here in the middle? We're just going to pull back and get in a line. So okay, so reinforcements. Crawford, he can't enter here, but he can enter here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that ends his movement. The artillery reserve comes in here as well. I think what I'm going to do is have 2 of them come in, and they're not really of great use to me right now. And the one will just remain off the map until I can get him in. Okay, so I've also got some cavalry coming in. Get all these guys there. And they all come in at I-11 as well. I think I'm going to have the cavalry start here. Let me look at this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to attack him. He's too strong. I'm just going to flank around a little bit. Go to right here. Get in position to cause some trouble. And Tidball, I'll just have him go there. Okay, so one attack here in the middle. This is not going to be very pleasant. It's going to be a 10-4, which is a +6 for the Union. Not good. 16-7 is 2 step losses, which eliminates both Johnson and Pender. And, sadly, it eliminates Robert E. Lee, because he's left alone in the hex. I'm going to have 1st Corps advance back to their old position. Okay, up here, it's going to be a 9-3, so another +6. Yikes. Not good for the Confederacy. So that's a 13-1. So that's 2 step losses, which eliminates McIntosh's battery. There he is. And 3rd Corps will advance. Okay, so we're on to the 2 p.m. turn, the 13th turn. And it looks like It looks like the Confederacy needs seriously to consider withdrawing. They're in big trouble. Let's see if they can even extricate themselves from this situation. So the Confederacy is going to concede the game and attempt to get its army out of the battlefield, which is going to be kind of hard. Yeah, maybe I won't do that. That's just a pointless exercise. These artillery up here are just going to get destroyed now, and these guys are surrounded, so they're going to get destroyed. So the Battle of Gettysburg officially ends at 2 o'clock on July 2nd with an absolute rout of the Confederacy. I think things really started to go wrong on the very first day when they failed to take the front of Cemetery Hill. Remember, they took those 2 step losses and had to flip, I think that was 2 units in 3rd Corps, if I remember correctly. And from there on out, they just could not get any, gain any momentum against the Union. And just look at it too, the Union, while they have weaker units, they have many more units. So it's kind of a war of attrition. You can afford to take a lot more losses than the Confederates can. And it also shows that probably, at least in this simulation, which, you know, that's a pretty loose use of that term for this game, but if the Union had been more aggressive with the Confederacy, they might have hurt them even more than they did in real life. They outnumbered them, you know, as simple as that. And you see how hard it was for the Confederacy to form a defensive line there. Well, anyways, so this was my playthrough of Avalon Hill's Gettysburg 1988 with a, I'd say, decisive victory by the Union. Okay, have a good night. Bye.